It's 3:17 in the morning. You wake up, or at least you think you do. Your eyes are open. You recognize your bedroom, the darkness, the ceiling, the shape of the doorway. Everything is exactly where it should be. Then you try to move. Nothing. You try again. Still nothing. And suddenly you understand something terrifying. You're awake, but your body isn't. Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Truth Beyond. I'm Frank, and today's episode is sleep paralysis, the thing your brain can't explain. And before we start up, let me introduce my buddy Josh. Josh, how we doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing fantastic. How are you, Frank? How's life?
I'm doing well. Things are good. You know what? I'm proud of you.
Why? Why are you proud of me?
You didn't go on about your garage door, about your vacuum cleaner, or any shit like that today, and you saved everybody 3 minutes of their lives.
Yeah, that's right. Because I have you tell me that my story sucks, so I decided not to go into anything.
You know, if you don't have anything of interest to say, don't say it at all.
You're right. My air conditioner did break, by the way, but we won't talk about that.
You had to sneak it in. You snuck it in.
I did.
Anyway.
I snuck it in because you can't control me, Frank.
The viewer count just dropped.
It probably did. Yeah, so today we are going to be talking about sleep paralysis. Science actually has a pretty good explanation for this. So during REM sleep, the brain temporarily suppresses most voluntary muscle movement. So it's called REM atonia. It's basically your brain saying, you're dreaming. Don't act this out. Please do not. Do not do this.
I mean, that's good.
Can
you imagine you're sleeping next to your wife and you're acting it out? She's going to get hit unintentionally.
Yep.
All
it's
through the
start
night,
an argument.
and vice versa.
Yeah, it's going to start an argument.
It's going to be a boxing brawl.
Why you hit me? Why you do this? No, I was hitting somebody in my dream. Was that person me? And it's going to be bad.
I know that, like, when your wife hears you, she's going to be like, who is this person that says, why you hit me? Why you hit me? She's like, who is this person? This is not me.
No, definitely not. So normally you wake up after that paralysis has ended because that's what your brain is doing to you. But sometimes the order gets scrambled. Your consciousness wakes up first. Your body remains in REM paralysis. And by the way, every single time I see REM, I think it's the end of the world as we know it. Losing my religion. That's all I think about. But for a few moments, while you're stuck in that REM paralysis, you're trapped.
Well, the other possibility, though, imagine you're the person lying there. You don't know about neuroscience, right? You don't know that your brain is transitioning between sleep and wakefulness.
Yep.
All you know is something's taking control of your body. And then you see it. REM performing. It's the end of the world.
Possibly.
That would be
That'd be quite a dream.
That would be a nightmare for me, folks. It really would. Hey, Josh, let me give you a scenario.
Cool.
Give me your feedback.
All right.
Okay, so this scenario is called the figure.
Oh, baby.
There's someone standing in the corner.
Uh-oh.
You can't make out a face.
Oh, no.
Just a shape. Dark, human, motionless. You try to look directly at it, it disappears. But then you see it again, and you look closer. So you're trying to pinpoint, am I actually seeing what I'm seeing here?
Right.
Has anything like that ever happened to you when you woke up in the middle of the night?
Yeah, so it happens right while, this has happened to me several times. And when I'm in the middle of waking up, I don't look in the corner. Where I see it is directly on the ceiling. And
are you side sleeper or do you sleep on your back?
Typically, I'm a side sleeper. But when this has happened, I've been on my back. And then
you open your eyes?
I open my eyes. I look up at the ceiling, and the ceiling's white. And in that, what I see is, I shit you not, Frank, I see a demonic figure. It looks like a very complicated devil-looking face, like snarling, smiling at me. This has happened a couple times in my life, to the point where it completely paralyzes me in fear. Like, and I want to move, and I can't look away from it.
What happens after that?
I'm like, oh my God, I start praying because it's scary. It's scary. It's legitimately scary. And then as I start to wake up,
Do you pray to Jesus or baby Jesus?
I pray to Jesus because I don't think baby Jesus ain't doing anything. I need man Jesus. That's what I need at this point because I'm about to poop my pants. So I'm looking up, and as I start to wake up more, and this has happened a couple of times, I want to say 3 or 4 times over my life. As I'm like trying to make it out clearer, it starts to slowly fade away to the point where like I'm trying to move, and then as soon as I start to move, like I can start to move, it like fades into nothingness. And then I'm like, oh my God, what did I just see? What was that? Like, what was that?
What's your takeaway?
My takeaway is I was in the middle of having a dream, and maybe I don't remember the dream, and all of a sudden I start to wake up, and exactly what we kind of talked about. I'm stuck in that middle, and like I can just see that face, and I'm trying to but I can't move. Like I feel awake, but I can't move. It's scary. Like it really is scary. Like I'm thinking about it, and hopefully I do, knock on wood, I find some wood here, that I do not have to happen tonight.
Please don't touch me again. Okay.
Yeah, that was Frank, by the way, guys. I was knocking.
Story kind of excited me.
So
But
yeah, that's what's happened.
that's interesting.
It's pretty wild. Hopefully, it doesn't happen anytime soon.
I have a similar story, but it's got a little twist on it. My wife told me probably about 6 months ago how she would wake up in the middle of the night and see a female figure in the corner of our room. So if you picture a bed, and when you just like look straight ahead, if you look to the right, that's the corner of the room.
Okay. Yep.
And there's a door next to it. Damn it, if I don't effing look at that corner of that room when I walk into the room at night every time.
Because she said it?
It just planted a seed in my head. And
does it freak you out? Is it like creepy when you think about it? Or is it just
yeah, because I have a really vivid imagination.
Right.
Really
yeah.
bad. So of course I'm picturing the worst of the worst. And I will wake up in the middle of the night, and the first thing I'll do is look in the corner of that room. But luckily,
nothing's there.
But she still sees it. She swears by it.
Wow.
I don't. And it makes me think sometimes maybe some people are more susceptible to being able to see spirits and other things where other people don't have that. And I'll be honest with you, I'm glad I don't have that ability.
Yeah. I figured.
Would you want that ability to be able to
I probably
see
wouldn't.
dead people?
I've always thought about it. If I did have that ability and I saw something, could I like immediately put the ghost to work? Like, hey, while you're here, that corner is really dirty.
It's dusty.
So there's a broom. I don't mind if I see it floating in the middle of it. If you're cleaning up, while you're here, you might as well clean up.
I'm sure scientists have an explanation for this.
They do. So scientists call these hypnopompic hallucinations. So when they occur as you're waking, the visual system is still capable of producing dream imagery, even though you're becoming conscious, which is pretty crazy to think about. Your brain is essentially mixing two realities, which is what we were talking about. The bedroom you're actually in and the dream you're still leaving. But here's the terrifying part. Your brain doesn't label the image, like my brain didn't label it. Like it didn't say, this is a hallucination. It labels it. This is a threat.
Yes.
And that's what it labeled to me every single time. This is a threat. So, Frank, have you ever heard of the folklore legend of the old hag? Whoa, hold on a second. Whoa, hey, Mr. President, hey. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have Bill Clinton here with us, just joined us randomly.
Hello, Josh. How are you today?
Mr. President, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Fantastic. It's an honor to meet you.
Well, thank you. And listen, I have something to tell you.
What's that?
I'm an expert on this subject matter right here.
Oh, well, fantastic.
When it comes to the old hag, old Billy sleeps, and he sees the old hag every night when he's sleeping. He sleeps, and traditionally the old hag wakes up, and she's pressing on your chest because she's on top of you. Well, I wake up, and that old hag, Hillary, is on top of me, and she is just driving me crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I can't imagine how that must be, Bill.
It's crazy. I also am an expert on UFOs too,
Are you?
especially the cigar-shaped ones, the long cigar-shaped ones.
Oh, yeah. How about that?
I introduced that one to Monica, and she really liked it.
The cigar-shaped one. Yes.
Yeah, she did.
Wow. Bill Clinton, everyone. Wow.
Thank you, everybody.
Fantastic. So, Frank, now that President Clinton has left the building, have you ever heard of the old hag and not Bill's version?
I have. Have you?
I have as well, actually. Yeah.
So long before anyone had heard the term sleep paralysis, people were trying to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one of the oldest interpretations involved a supernatural being sitting on the chest of a sleeping person. In European folklore, this became associated with the idea of a nightmare, literally connected to a creature or spirit to torment sleepers.
Oof.
The basic experience was remarkably consistent. A person would wake up unable to move, they'd feel pressure on their chest, they struggle to breathe, and they would sense a presence in the room. Some traditions eventually gave the presence a specific identity, a witch, a demon, a hog.
Wow.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. And do you know that the theory is that they would put down salt or pepper basically because they believed that this entity was very consistent and they had to clean up. They would have to pick up every single kernel. And if they did that before they went to bed, so imagine pouring out salt because you had this feeling that the old hag was coming to come visit you. You're pouring down salt because they had to pick up every single kernel. And by the time they picked up every single kernel, it would be morning. So the old hag wouldn't get to you.
I'd want to be a salt merchant back then.
Yeah,
because I'd be making a lot of money.
right?
Every house has salt around the bedroom.
Exactly. So it would be something that came into the bedroom while the victim slept. At least that's what they thought. And this is where things really get interesting because the basic experience appears in cultures separated by enormous distances. So different languages, different religions, different histories. What does that mean? That means everybody was experiencing it. And they weren't telling each other, hey, did you have this? So they were planting it in their head, right? So.
And this is a while ago where there's no communication.
There's no internet. People aren't
the world
posting their TikToks or their reels
stuff.
like, the old hag came and saw me last night. What are we going to do? And people are like, I have an old hag in my house. So it was just happening everywhere. And the stories often contained the same ingredients. The sleeping person, paralysis, a presence, fear, and pressure on the chest. And then sometimes a figure watching from nearby, which begs the question, why?
One of the reasons why maybe the pressure on the chest is when you wake up before the body wakes up, you're feeling that pressure because your body kind of shuts down, right?
Right.
So you're feeling pressure or a lack of air as a result of that.
Maybe it's like you're not getting enough oxygen or whatever that is, and all of a sudden you're feeling that tightness in your chest. And people think, the old hag's riding you. She's getting on you.
And then they're hallucinating on top of it.
Right, yeah, which is, it's wild to even think that everybody feels this at one time or another, and B, people were making up their own explanations for it because they couldn't understand it.
I think it's even more interesting that it's just across the world in different cultures.
Yeah, everybody experiences it. It doesn't
Yet
matter
they have the
what
same
culture
story.
you're from. Yeah, same story. Doesn't matter what religion, what they believe in, what they don't believe in. Everybody's experience.
Begs the question, can science explain that?
Mm.
Let's talk about another common experience, the shadow people.
Ooh.
Across cultures, people have reported dark human-like figures during sleep paralysis. The shadow people. Dark silhouettes. Have you heard of the Hat Man? Well, I know you've heard of a hat on, but most people have heard of the Hat Man. A person standing beside the bed, a figure watching from the doorway. We've talked about that.
Yep.
Different cultures, different centuries, similar experiences again. Is that evidence enough of something paranormal?
It's funny that you say that because what my mind immediately jumps to is the whole viral trend over a few years ago, maybe it was longer than this, of Slender Man on TikTok and all the social media sites. Basically, if you saw Slender Man in a video, he would come visit you. And people were convinced that even no matter what you did, that something dark would come visit you, and it was paranormal. And people were recording it all the time.
I have a funny story about that.
Oh.
So when my older son was young, he was teenager, middle schoolish.
Mm-hmm.
he played the Slender Man game. I don't know if you know about that, but it's basically you have to stay away from the Slender Man and he comes after you.
Right.
So he's downstairs in his room when I went down to see what he was doing. And he's like, "Get out of the room, Dad," because that's what teenagers do.
Of course.
And I said, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing?" He's, "I'm playing Slender Man." I was like, "Okay, fine." So I pretended to leave the room and close the door, and his back was turned to me. And he was talking to his friend.
Right.
And he's like, "Dude, this game is really freaking me out, scaring the crap out of me." I literally got on my hands and knees and I crawled slowly right up behind him. And he's got his face up to the screen and he's waiting for the Slender Man to pop out. And he's telling his friend, this game really does scare me, and it does that. And I stood up and I got about 3 inches from the back of his head and I just went, "Slender Man!" He jumped a mile high. The mouse went flying off of the desk and he got so mad at me. He kicked me out of the room and then he barricaded the door shut with chairs and tables.
I would do the same thing. Hell yeah. Wow. Do you think, did any part of you feel bad when you were doing it? Like, did you have any hesitation?
Are you kidding me? It was a highlight probably of the year. And to this day, I know when he listens to this podcast, he's going to roll his eyes and say, "Of course you remember that."
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Slender Man!
Imagine the perfect timing too, because if he's totally focused on it, he's not gonna sense that, oh, somebody's right behind me. That's gonna be super scary.
But going back to the real stories of the shadow people and the Hat Man and all those different configurations, it raises a question. Why does the brain so often turn an unexplained presence into a person?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I think it's perhaps because human beings, we evolved to detect threats all the time. We're assessing, is this a threat? Is it not a threat? So our brain would rather mistake a shadow for a predator just to keep us safe. Say, instead of this being a shadow, I'm labeling this as a predator. In other words, your brain may be doing exactly what it's designed to do. It's to protect you. And unfortunately, during sleep paralysis, it may be protecting you from something that isn't there.
Have you had many experiences with any of this?
So not with shadow people, but I've had sleep paralysis, like I said in the beginning. And what I've also had is, well, let me ask you this. When you sleep, are you ever able to control your dreams?
I wish.
Lucid dreaming?
No, I really can't control my dreams.
I can do it most nights.
So when you're dreaming, you know you're dreaming.
All of a sudden it comes to a point where that's not real. Oh, I'm dreaming. Okay, don't wake up. And I become aware of it. I'm like, don't wake up. What do I want to do in this dream?
My dreams are so vivid and crazy that I'm just lost in that dream.
That happens a lot.
I wish I knew I was dreaming in half of those dreams.
Right, yeah. The reason why I bring it up is sometimes when I know that I'm dreaming, when I wake up with the feeling of whatever was going on in the dream. And even though I know it was a dream, the fear, especially if it's something very scary, is still with me, in the room.
Here's a question for you. It's not related to being scared, but in a dream like what you were just describing, have you ever had, say, a dream about your wife?
Mm-hmm.
And in the dream, you say you were fighting something negative, and you woke up and she's just sleeping soundly, just like she always is.
Okay, yeah.
And you're pissed at her. You're almost like, what the fuck?
Why would you do that?
Right.
And you're angry.
And then it takes you maybe 10, 15 seconds to realize, whoa. Wait, I was dreaming this.
So my wife and I have this happen to both of us. I don't want to say frequently, but a couple of times a year. And we'll tell you about each other in the morning. Man, I had a dream and you did something in the dream. I don't remember what it was, but I was so upset at you. And I was really upset at you. And I had to remind myself, oh, this is a dream. It's not real. Because I've looked at my wife and be like, you know what? That's fucked up. Why would you do that? And then I'm like, oh, wait, it's not real. It's not real. Let's calm down.
Yes.
Let's not get mad.
Let me talk about something now that I think everyone can relate to.
Okay.
Feeling a presence.
Like,
say, footsteps. You hear very faint footsteps in the distance when you're in bed at night. You wake up. You hear something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Floorboard creaks.
Oh, yeah.
Another.
Oof.
Then you almost want to put your head up, but you open your eyes. And now you're just waiting to hear something. and you hear someone is walking towards you. You can't move. You can't turn your head. And then the footsteps stop right beside your bed. But you don't see anyone. But you know someone or something is there.
Oh, that's wild. That's creepy. Has that ever happened to you?
Yes, a lot. I'll wake up and hear what I think is footsteps. And maybe sometimes it's downstairs. And then I'll think it's maybe a burglar or something.
Right.
There's been times where I would get up, I would stand at the base of the door, and I would, because my stairs go downstairs right next to the bedroom, and I would just stand there and listen, and I would hear a creak and think, would I hear a footstep? And all I would think of is, what am I going to do if I see a person or a presence or anything come around the corner? Because I don't have a baseball bat. I don't have any kind of weapons or anything. I'm going to turn into what? Mike Tyson and stuff?
Yeah.
But
the deadliest weapons are my fists.
But there's been times where I've heard, what are you doing? And I'm like, shh, I hear a footstep. Then there's been other times where I do wake up and I hear a footstep at the end of the hall walking towards me. And then it just goes away. I'll put my head up and I'll look. And sometimes going back to seeing the shadow, that'll come up.
Has this happened like consistently no matter where you've lived, or has that happened in this one house?
Everywhere. And it's happened as a kid, as an adult.
Right. Yeah.
What about yourself?
So this makes me think of one story, and I'll tell it quick, but I was working late, and the girl I was dating at the time went to my house first, and she was staying over, and we had this where I was living with my buddy, but I was staying downstairs. He was upstairs, and she was sleeping on the futon that was out in our living room area. And I saw her, and she was just slumped on the couch, the wrinkles in her shirt. And I was like, oh, she's been there for a while. And I was like, well, I'm not going to wake her up. I'll just go straight to bed. So I go straight to bed. And as I go straight to bed, I'm sleeping. Prior to this, I had a really weird circumstance with somebody who was a coworker who basically said he could see demons. So that really freaked me out.
So that planted the seed in your head.
Correct. It
was
planted
this just
the seed.
Right before this?
Right. It was the same night. Yeah. Okay. And he was like, I can see demons. I can see them. And he was a weird dude. And I think he was just doing it for attention. But anyway, so that was still in my head. So I'm going to sleep. And as I'm going to sleep, I hear the door open. Now, the thing about this door is there was a rug in my room. So in order to open the door, you have to pull on it.
You have to apply some pressure.
Apply pressure. Exactly. So I hear it, and it's scraping up against it. So I turn over and I look, and I literally see, to this day, I still remember it, the door opening slowly. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm just with fear, complete fear. Am I really seeing this right now?
No. So what are you doing? Are you looking at the door?
I'm looking at the door as it's opening. And I'm now at this point, I'm praying. I pray a lot, apparently, because a lot of these things happen. Because I'm scared. I don't see anything.
Well, wait, you apparently don't pray enough, because if you did,
then I'd be protected.
No, if you did, you wouldn't have issues with the garage door opener, with the air conditioner.
Oh my God. Yeah, I got to start praying more often.
Okay, go ahead.
So I was like, oh my God, what is this? So I'm like, I'm trying to convince myself maybe it was my ex-girlfriend. So I get up, and this was the scariest thing, because I was like, it had to be her. Maybe she just went to go open the door as she was going to the bathroom. And you ever check on somebody when they're sleeping, and you check on them again a little while, and they're in the same exact position? She was in the same exact position, the same wrinkle in her shirt that I saw before. And I was like, who the fuck did that, dude? And I went to bed praying and oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That to me was the most distinct, someone's there. I saw a door completely open, and to this day, I don't even know how to really explain it. But science does.
What would science?
So
how would they explain your experience?
Yeah, what I just described is called a sensed presence. So it's been reported during sleep paralysis and other unusual neurological states. Basically what this is your brain's system for representing your own body and its location in space can become disrupted. So when the brain can't properly explain something, a sensation, it may attribute it to another person or something else. So that feeling of someone standing behind you, the floorboards or somebody being there, the door opening. It might actually be your own brain misidentifying itself, thinking about how disturbing that is. And really, the monster may not be opening the door, might not be walking down the floor, on the floor and walking down.
Yeah, it sounds like it may be your brain trying to protect you from itself.
Exactly. So this leads into the fact that the science is scary enough. And this is the part that I find more frightening than any ghost story. We don't need a demon. We don't need an alien. We don't need another dimension. We already have something inside of us that is considerably more disturbing, and that is the good old human brain. The same organ that creates your memories, creates your dreams, that same system that tells you where your body ends, it can temporarily distort that boundary. That same brain that warns you about danger can manufacture a threat that really isn't there. And the same consciousness that tells you, I'm awake, can sometimes be completely wrong. To me, that's the nightmare. Well, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think you said it perfect. If you don't know if you're dreaming or not while you're dreaming,
it's terrifying.
It's a dream within a dream. You don't know that you're hallucinating or seeing something, not knowing if you're safe. That's the big one, because then it just exemplifies your fear.
While your brain is screaming, you're about to die.
Yes. Now, here's where Truth Beyond leaves the door slightly open. Science gives us a compelling explanation for sleep paralysis, okay? There's no reliable evidence that shadow people, demons, bedroom intruders, or supernatural entities, but people have experienced these encounters for centuries. They've described them in astonishing detail, and many walk away absolutely convinced something happened to them. Maybe the brain is simply revealing how strange consciousness really is. Maybe every monster is being manufactured inside our own heads. Or maybe there are aspects of consciousness we haven't figured out yet. We don't know. And that's where the skepticism and curiosity can coexist. Because saying, I don't know, isn't ignorance. Sometimes it's the most honest answer we have.
And that's all we got for you tonight. At Truth Beyond here, remember to like and subscribe and drop a comment. Let us know what your thoughts were about the episode or what you would like to see in future episodes. And this is Truth Beyond. Question everything, even what you see when you open your eyes.